Welcome back. It's Medical Monday here on KRDO News Channel 13 with our very own Dr. John Torres.
Yeah, how you doing?
Great. I survived the Super Bowl watching that, and that was great.
Yeah.
Didn't get the flu from the dips.
I didn't get the flu from the dips. Didn't double dips. Make sure nobody else did either. So.
Yeah, not a lot of stress in that game. We talked before about people feeling stressed out when the Broncos are playing.
So
not a lot of stress in that game, so that was good.
That was good. It was a good game, great outcome, obviously.
Yeah. But last week you told us about the Zika virus and a lot of, online, a lot of the myths flying around about it. It is a serious virus, though, and the government so serious now, the president asking for $1 billion in emergency funding to fight the virus here and abroad. What do people need to know about this?
Right, and this is one of those things that keeps growing and growing. We're getting more information. As a matter of fact, the infection continues to grow. The latest patients of the virus are 2 women in Omaha, Nebraska. Now, officials believe the patients actually contracted the virus through mosquito bites when they were traveling. One woman had been in the Caribbean, the other was in South America. Now, while a virus is mainly transmitted via mosquitoes, it looks like it can also be transmitted sexually, maybe even through saliva, and the sexually part has been transmitted, confirmed in one case in Texas. Now, the problem is a person could have the virus and not even know it because they don't have the symptoms yet. If mosquitoes in the United States do become carriers, there's a model that was created by Toronto researchers, and they found more than 63% of the U.S. population lives in areas where the Zika virus could spread during the seasonally warm months. Think spring and summer. A little over 7% of Americans live in areas where the cold might not kill off the mosquito in the winter, leaving them vulnerable year-round. So again, my prediction is this thing's going to spread very quickly, especially this summer. And I think you're going to start hearing a word you haven't heard before, and that's DDT.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the things that's very effective against
Bring
the
it
mosquito.
back to kill off the mosquitoes, yeah. I always ask, besides bird food and fish food, which apparently, and bat food, which they don't eat that much of when you read into it, what good are mosquitoes?
Exactly.
What good do they do?
That's what everybody's doing, thinking now. They're like, should we get rid of all of them? I don't know the answer to that. Bigger question than we can solve.
Well, turning to vaccines now, do they protect for life? New research reveals that one important vaccine may actually wear off quicker than you think.
And we know all vaccines wear off, and parents often wonder when their child does get a shot, how long does protection last after that booster shot, especially when the child's around the age of 10. Well, researchers at Kaiser Hospital System studied teens who got the booster shot for whooping cough and found the effectiveness of this vaccine was about 70% in that first year. But after 4 years of that, the effectiveness actually decreased to only about 9%. So past concerns that the vaccine's effects are not long-lasting or as long-lasting as we hope seem to be correct, and that this waning effectiveness might be contributing to outbreaks of the disease. The bottom line, talk to your doctor about when's great timing for your vaccination, when you might need a booster, and where to go from there. So that's the main thing.
Yeah, because that does drop pretty significantly.
It does, and we knew it dropped. We just didn't know it dropped that significantly. They changed the vaccine a few years ago. The last one was more effective, but had more side effects. So again, it's that double-edged sword there.
Yeah.
Big concern in America, heart disease and stroke. They can cause the death of 1 in 3 women each year, killing approximately 1 woman each minute. Usually you think about these with men, but now we're talking about
It's
in
becoming
women.
the big killer there too as well, unfortunately.
So the American Heart Association has made February Go Red Month. And Dr. John, you have some more insight on those misconceptions surrounding the heart disease in women that could be putting you at risk.
Exactly. And one of the big things is the symptoms. A lot of times symptoms aren't what you think they are. As a matter of fact, a heart attack does not always have obvious symptoms such as the pain in the chest, a shortness of breath, the cold sweats that we typically think about. In fact, a heart attack can actually happen without a person knowing about it. That's called a silent heart attack. Or medically, we refer to it as silent ischemia, meaning that there's no oxygen going to the heart muscle, but there's no symptoms with it also. Now, people who have these so-called silent heart attacks are more likely to have very nonspecific and subtle symptoms. Things like indigestion, maybe they feel like they have the flu, or they may think that they strain a muscle in their chest or upper back. The best thing is to know your risk. Be aware of blood pressure, cholesterol. Make sure you exercise regularly, avoid smoking. Those things can decrease the risk of a heart attack. But above all, and probably the most important thing, know your body and listen to your body and talk to your doctor if you notice anything different. That's the biggest thing I can tell you.
Good information. By the way, if you have a question for the doctor, head over to krdo.com. You can email him, and he'll answer your question many times right here on the air.
You bet.
Hey, thanks so much.
See you Thursday.